Hi, I'm Ginger, and I'm reading from the Geneva New Testament. It's also known as the Pilgrim's Bible. Okay, it's First Thessalonians, and it's coming from chapter 2. For you yourselves know, brethren, that our entrance in unto you was not in vain. But even after that we had suffered before and were shamefully entreated at Philippi, as you know, we were bold in our God to speak unto you the the gospel of God with much striving. So here they were preaching the gospel not to please men, but to do it in the way that God has ordained them to do, that God has told them to do, with boldness, with truth. Even though they loved the people, they still wanted to preach the truth, so they spoke the truth in love. For our exhortation was not by deceit, nor by uncleanness, nor by guile, but as we were allowed of God, that the gospel should be committed unto us, so we speak not as they that please men, but God which tries our hearts. So again, they weren't there to please men. They weren't there to tickle anybody's ear. A lot of pastors today, they want to tickle people's ear to tell them what they want to hear, to keep a large congregation. But that is not what God wants. God wants us to preach the word as it is, to preach the Holy Bible as it is, not to water it down just so that more members can be there. We're to give it full force. Verse 5, neither yet did we ever use flattering words, as you know, nor pretext of covetousness. God is our record. So they didn't have these flattering words to color everything like peaches and cream. God is a just God, and they preached not only the love of God, but also that He is a just God. And it is love that He even is the righteous judge, because He cannot allow sin into heaven. And so He wants us to realize that we must show our love to God after we get saved by grace through faith. We want to show our love to God, because John 14:15, Jesus said there, if you love me, keep my commandments. Verse number 6, neither sought we praise of men, neither of you, nor of others, when we might have been chargeable as the apostle of Christ, but we were gentle among you, even as a nurse cherishes her children. So, of course, they were gentle among the people, but they also spoke the truth in love. So they weren't, saying cuss words. They weren't uh, throwing people under the bus, but they were speaking the truth in love. And we need to preach the gospel and speak the truth in love. Verse 8, thus being affectionate towards you, our goodwill was to have dealt unto you not the gospel of God only, but also our own souls, because you were dear unto us. For you remember, brethren, our labor and travail, for we labored day and night, because we would not be chargeable unto any of you, and preached unto you the gospel of God. So we need to go forth also and preach the gospel. That is a loving thing to do. God commanded it. Jesus Christ commanded it. The Great Commission, go into all the world and preach the gospel, teaching them to observe all that I have taught you. And lo, I'm with you to the ends of the world. I paraphrase, but God wants us to go into all the world and preach the gospel. That is a loving thing. And as you go, preach the truth in love. Preach the truth in love. And, you might not have a flood of people get saved, but you might lead a few to the Lord, and it will be Him that draws all men unto Himself. It is not us. We plant the seeds, and He does the harvesting. He is the Lord of the harvest. And pray that the Lord of the harvest will send out laborers into the field all over the earth, that many, we want to pray for a large harvest, but it says narrow is the way to life, and few find it. We know that's what the scriptures say. So, we just do our part, and however many people get saved, that's just whatever happens. But we're going to do our part and preach the gospel to the ends of the world. Thank you for listening. God bless all who seek after God with all of their heart, mind, soul, and strength.